My beloved child, stop scrolling right now. This is not just another video. This is your divine interruption. I am calling to you, not tomorrow, not next week, now. There is a storm coming, one you do not yet see, but I do, and I will not let you face it unprepared. This message is your warning. This is your shelter. This is your moment. Lean in and listen, because what I reveal next may be the very truth that protects your future, restores your soul, and awakens the purpose I placed inside you before time began. Don't walk away from this. You were meant to hear it. You were meant to return to me today. So stay, watch, hear me, because if you do, everything is about to change. I do not leave you lost in the darkness, nor do I let you drift alone through the storms of life. I have seen the path you will walk, the events that will meet you, even the dangers you do not yet perceive. And so I speak to you, not to instill fear, but to prepare your heart. My beloved child, there is a coming event, a calamity approaching that is far nearer than you imagine. It stands before you only a few breaths away, just a blink of an eye from unfolding. It may arrive like a sudden storm, shaking what you hold dear, bringing you to your knees or throwing you off balance. But I have already seen it, and I have chosen to warn you because I love you. You may wonder, why would I allow this to happen? Why would danger or disaster be part of my plan? My child, there are truths that can only be learned in darkness. It is through trials that you discover the strength I placed within you. And it is only when I awaken you with a warning that your heart truly listens for my voice. I do not want you to keep rushing ahead, losing sight of where your true refuge lies. You are moving too quickly or relying too much on yourself without realizing you are drifting away from the shelter of my love. That coming hardship, whatever it may be, is not an end. It is a call to return. I am not allowing it to harm you, but to remind you that only in me are you truly safe. So my child, I want you to be prepared, not with anxiety, but with awareness. Pause, look around, listen closely, slow your pace, and let me lead you. For if you hear my voice, you will know what to avoid, which direction to take, what to hold on to, and what to let go. This warning is a gift of mercy. I do not want you caught off guard, struck down by what you did not anticipate. That is why I am speaking out of the fullness of love, like a father who watches every beat of his child's heart. I see what is coming. I see even the parts hidden from your view, and I want you closer to me than ever before, so that when the storm comes, you are not swept away, but held firm in my embrace. Come closer to me, child. Take refuge in my presence, like a small bird tucked safely beneath its mother's wings. Beneath my wings, you have nothing to fear. Though the winds may howl, the ground may tremble, and the skies may darken, you will be safe, for I am there as I have spoken. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91:1. That promise has never changed, and today it is still yours. I am your shelter in times of trouble, your unshakable fortress when all else falls apart. And remember, I am not only warning you, I will instruct you in even the smallest things you need to do. I will light your path when you can no longer see. I will guide you through the darkest turns. But you must listen, you must trust, and you must be willing to let me lead you by the hand. Do not think that adversity is a sign I have abandoned you. On the contrary, it is precisely because I have never taken my eyes off you that I speak this warning. A loving father does not love only when things are easy. He loves even more when his child is about to face the unexpected. True love does not only comfort, it also corrects. And my love for you is that kind of perfect love. My beloved child, be watchful. Open your heart not only to hear my voice, but to feel the aching rhythm of my heart beating for you. I am calling you not with thunder, but with a whisper filled with love. I am drawing you near, not with chains, but with cords of gentle grace. This very moment when you hear my warning is your first step toward salvation. And if you take my hand now, nothing can bring you down. For it is not circumstances that will determine your destiny, but my presence in your life that holds the victory. Believe this, my child. You may be about to walk a dark path, but I am your light. The storm may rise, but I am your steadfast refuge. You may lose something, but you will never lose me. And I, the one who never changes, will use even what seems like the worst to lead you into something far greater. So do not be afraid. Hold fast to my word, cling to my love, and walk forward in faith, knowing that everything to come is not outside of my plan. And if I have warned you, it means I have also prepared everything you need to overcome. I am here, and I will not leave you. Never. My child, listen deeply within. This is not a rebuke, nor the wrath of a distant God. This is the earnest cry of my heart, a heart that loves you with a love unconditional, fierce, and everlasting. A love that far surpasses anything you've ever felt, beyond the limits of human understanding. It does not come and go like fleeting emotion. It remains whether you recognize it or not. You have walked with me before. There were days filled with light when you felt lifted and surrounded by peace. But there were also paths shrouded in darkness, where songs ceased and doubt lurked, gnawing at your faith. There were times you felt adrift like a small boat in a violent sea. You asked, Lord, are you still there? You looked up and saw only a silent sky. But my child, I was there. I never left. Not for a moment. Even when you couldn't hear me, I was whispering. Even when you couldn't feel me, my hand was resting on your shoulder. When you cried alone in the night, I counted every tear. When your heart was empty and words lost all meaning, I was still the only one who understood the things you couldn't say. And now, more than ever before, I am calling you. Not because you have failed, not because I am disappointed, but because I miss you. I want you close to me again, like a child running back into the arms of a father after a long day lost. I want you to know that you don't have to be strong on your own or pretend to be okay. Just come to me as you are, wounded, questioning, fragile, but real. Don't let this distance linger. Don't let the noise of the world drown out my gentle call. I speak not to frighten you, but to give you life. I call not to condemn, but to heal. For my love for you requires no condition, does not fluctuate with your success or failure. It simply never lets go. You don't need to wait until you're better, more worthy, or holier to return. You don't need to patch yourself up. Come to me in your brokenness and your unhealed pain. For it is in your weakness that I will show just how great my strength truly is. So come, do not delay, do not turn away. My arms are open, and I am calling your name with a tenderness no one else can replicate. No matter how far you've wandered, no matter how lost you think you are, I still know exactly who you are. And more than that, I know where you truly belong, right here in my embrace, where you are loved without having to earn acceptance. Come back, my child. Not because I need you to be perfect, but because I long for you to truly live, to live in peace, to live in the light, to live in a love that will never leave you. Let your heart be still and listen closely to the whisper beside your ear. I am still here, and I have never stopped loving you. My beloved child, open your heart and pay close attention to every word I speak, for this matters more than you realize. On the path you're walking, there is a snare set in place, a moment not from me yet permitted by me, not to destroy you, but to fulfill a greater purpose. The enemy believes he can weave his net without my knowledge, that he can ambush you in your weakness. But dear one, nothing escapes my sight. I see every scheme in the shadows, every hidden thought raised against you, and I have already prepared a way of escape. The enemy doesn't only seek to wound your body, he seeks to weaken your soul. He knows that if he can make you doubt my love, he can pull you away from the safety you have in me. He watches for moments when you are weary, when you are unsure, when your faith is fragile. He doesn't want you to stumble just once. He wants you to stop rising altogether, to dim your future and chill your heart. But my child, be strong, for I am the Almighty God, the one who turns the enemy's weapons to dust. I am he whom no power under heaven can defy. Weapons may be forged, plots may be formed, traps may be set, but if you remain in me, none of these can touch the deepest, most sacred part of who you are. As it is written, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and you will refute every tongue that rises against you in judgment. Isaiah 54 verse 17. This is the heritage of those who belong to me, and you, dear one, are an heir to that promise. I do not promise you will never face trials, but I promise you will never be abandoned in them. I do not promise you will never shed tears, but I promise to wipe each one from your cheek. And I do not promise the darkness will never surround you, but I assure you, if you hold on to my light, the darkness will never consume you. There are things I allow, not to test if you are strong enough, but to reveal how mighty I am when you let me fight for you. Sometimes I let you face the enemy, not because I'm absent, but to show you my hand, clearing the path before you, breaking apart silent plans and circling you. The very snare meant to harm you, I can use to elevate you, to let my glory shine even brighter through your life. So do not fear, my child. Be courageous and step forward, not by your own strength, but with steadfast trust in the one who goes before you, walks beside you, and will never forsake you. Hold on to the light, my light, and you will not lose your way. Let my word be a lamp to your feet, a light to your path. When you walk in my light, the darkness cannot conceal you, for the light is not merely an idea. The light is me. And do you know something? That snare that was laid, one day you will look back and realize it was in the place that seemed most dangerous that you were most surrounded by my invisible protection. It was at the point you thought everything ended that I began a new, more radiant chapter of your journey. And it was in the moment of testing that your faith was refined like gold in the fire. Therefore, do not fear what is coming. Do not let the enemy's threats cause you to doubt my faithfulness. Instead, let every warning be a reason to run closer to me. Let every danger be a doorway to encounter the supernatural shelter of the one who called you by name, who chose you from among the nations, and who promised, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. You are protected not because you are strong, but because I am your unshakable fortress. And when I am the one keeping you, nothing can derail the future I have ordained for you. Oh, my child, I know you have been listening. I see the quiet stirring in your heart, a yearning to find the light in the midst of confusion, a desire to hear my voice above the noise. And now, as your heart leans in to receive each word I speak, I want you to understand this. I never forsake my children in their hour of need. Not ever. Not once. When the storm begins to form, when the darkness suddenly descends, I do not stand afar watching. I draw closer. I call out from the heavens. I awaken the spirits of those who belong to me. And it is in that moment I speak, not only to your ears, but into your destiny. For a trap has been laid, a moment not from me yet permitted, not to harm you, but to reveal who you are. The enemy thinks he can ruin you, make you fall, make you abandon the faith you've clung to. He seeks to pierce the walls of your peace, to shake the faith you fought to keep. But my child, I saw it all beforehand. I speak now not to spread fear, but to reveal a way of escape. I speak so that you may avoid the snare, that you may choose the light, that you may know as long as you remain in me, no weapon, no scheme of darkness can lay hold of you. Remember, I am not only the one who warns, I am the one who delivers. What was said against you, I can turn into a foundation for miracles. The weapon formed to defeat you will be rendered powerless if you choose to remain in my light. As I have promised, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54 verse 17. Believe it, not only with your mind, but with the heart that is beginning to awaken. I know you are weary. I see you battling both outwardly and inwardly between what you believe and what you feel. But I also see the flame still burning within you. That flame is where I am breathing life. And so I call again, be still. Silence every distraction. Let your heart become soft like tilled soil, that my word may sink deep and take root. What I speak now is not just comfort. It is a summons, a call from the one who knows why you were born and why you can no longer keep wandering. My child, this is not the time for delay. This is a defining moment where you must choose which voice you will follow. My gentle call or the panicked clamor of the world. You cannot walk in both directions. If you wish to stand firm in the time of testing, you must anchor your heart in my voice, in my word, in my presence. I do not call you to add weight to your burden. I call you so I may carry it myself. Let me remind you, I am your stronghold, your immovable rock. You don't have to wonder whether I'll be there when everything falls apart, because I have never left. In the moments when no one understood you, when no one dared to come near your pain, I was already there. In the moment you cried, "Where are you?" I was whispering, "I am here." I am placing before you now the weight of my glory, not to crush you, but to sanctify you. I am setting the warmth of my love upon you, not as a consuming fire of judgment, but as a gentle flame to warm the places in your heart that have been cold for far too long. And I am placing the urgency of my command not as a burden of compulsion, but as an invitation to step into the eternal destiny I have ordained for you from before the beginning of time. Be courageous, my child. Do not be afraid when you feel the intensity of my presence enveloping you. Do not retreat when your heart begins to tremble, for it is in that very moment that I am doing a new thing. I am rebuilding what has been broken. I am calling forth the children of light to rise, and you are one of them. You are not merely rescued from the trap. You are called to lead others out of darkness. And all of that begins with a single moment, a moment when your heart opens, falls silent, and says to me, "Here I am, Lord, my beloved child." Let my words sink deep into the core of your heart right now. You shall see my deliverance, not as a distant idea from ancient pages, but as a living reality in your very own life. You will witness with your own eyes the power of my hand extended to stop what seemed certain to destroy you. The claws of darkness that thought they had come too close will be pushed back. The fractures that seemed sure to shatter you, I will fill them with glory. But this is what you must remember, that deliverance cannot come unless you choose to walk with me fully, not with half a heart, not drawing near when it's easy and retreating when it's hard, not speaking love with your lips while your heart wanders in places where I am not. My child, I want all of you, every thought, every decision, every breath, in harmony with the rhythm of my heart. Only then can the flow of life from me be poured out completely upon you, and only then will my hand be unrestrained in the things I long to do through your life. I am not seeking ritual obedience. I desire living communion. I did not call you to follow out of duty, but to walk with me like a father with his child, like a friend, like the beloved who will never leave your side. And if you truly choose me, if you are willing to lay down what has led you astray, I will show you things your eyes have never seen, your ears have never heard, and your heart has never dared to imagine. You are standing at the threshold of something great, but that door opens only when you dare to step in fully. No hesitation, no clinging to the past, no part of you held back from me, because I cannot touch what you do not surrender. I cannot fully rescue you if your heart only offers a portion. I am the Almighty, but I also honor your freedom, and so the choice always begins with you. Do not let half measures steal the miracles I have already prepared. Do not let quiet compromises dim the light I've placed in you. This world will always pull you away. Voices offering ease, illusions that look like peace but conceal dry and barren ground. But if you choose me, choose truth, and walk faithfully, I will make you stand firm in the storm and shine bright in the darkness. Remember this, my child. My deliverance does not come only to pull you out of danger, but to lead you into destiny. I did not save you so you could live the same way as before. I saved you so you could walk into something entirely new, a life lived fully in my presence, guided every step by my Holy Spirit. And if you feel too weak, do not be afraid. The strength you need does not lie in your own ability, but in your willingness. If you are willing, I will do the rest. If you offer me your whole heart, I will fill it. If you take even one small step, I will carry you many miles. For I never call anyone without also providing everything they need to obey. So decide today. Do not delay. Say to me, not just with words, but with the way you live, I choose you. No halfway, no turning back, no holding back. And then you will see not only deliverance, but glory. Not only a miracle for now, but a destiny unfolding for the future. For I, your God, am faithful. And what I promise, I will fulfill when you walk fully with me. My child, I have told you that you will see my deliverance if you choose to walk with me fully. But I also know you deeply, beyond what anyone else can see on the surface. I do not speak these things to condemn you. Never. I do not come to snuff out a smoldering wick or to break a bruised reed. My words, even when they are weighty and solemn, are always wrapped in unchanging love. I see your heart, child. I know the weariness hidden beneath the strength you try to carry every day. I see the trembling inside, the fears you never dare name, the questions you keep buried in your heart. What if I believe and it doesn't happen? I've heard them all. I know the hopes you once nurtured with your whole heart, only to quietly bury them for fear of disappointment once more. But I tell you, I see it all, and I still love you, no less. Even the parts you think must be kept hidden, the cracks in your faith, the dark corners you think my light cannot reach. Those are the very places where I am present. I do not turn away when you are weak. I do not withdraw when you are confused. On the contrary, I draw nearer, gentler. I look upon you, all of you, with unshakable tenderness and love that does not demand you be worthy. That is why I'm calling you back. Not out of anger, but because I know if you keep carrying the weight alone, you will collapse. I do not want you to merely survive. I want you to live in freedom, in restoration, in the fullness of the destiny I have prepared. And to do that, you must come near me, not with masks, not with facades, but with honesty and an open heart. My child, do not fear when I speak of the danger ahead, the trap that has been laid. It is not a sentence, it is mercy, it is a warning bell. That moment is not the end. It is not the final chapter of your life. For I, the one speaking to you today, am the beginning again. I am the author of your story, and what I write, no hand can erase. No ink of tragedy, no wound of the past, no failure in the present can undo the promises I have spoken over your life. And I am the one who began the good work in you, and I will bring it to completion. Not because you are strong enough, but because I do not abandon what I have begun. When you can no longer walk, I will carry you. When you do not know how to pray, I will listen to your sighs and understand them as pleas. When you feel lost, I will be the voice in the night, the light at the end of the path, the arms always open to receive you home. So, my child, Do not be afraid to draw near. Do not let unworthiness turn you away. It is in those hidden places, in the parts you long to cover, that I desire to enter, to heal, and to renew. I do not only want to save you from danger. I want you to know that you are loved unconditionally, eternally, and unchangeably. Do not think the next chapter will be darkness. When you draw near to me, I myself will write it in light. And that light will shine not only in your life, but in the lives of those you will touch. For when I save you, I do not save you to keep you safe. I save to send, to restore, to reveal my glory through a life that once seemed weak. You are not destined for defeat. You are destined for glory. And the only thing I await is that you open your heart, draw near and say to me, "Here I am, Lord." Though tired, though afraid, I choose to believe, I choose to come close. And when you do that, my beloved child, I will do the rest, and what follows will be more wonderful than anything you have ever dared to hope. My child, if only you truly knew how deeply I love you, not only when you are strong, but even more so when you are broken, your heart would no longer run from me. I have spoken to you of deliverance, of unfailing love, of promises that cannot be erased by calamity or shadow. But for all of this to become a living reality in your life, I ask one thing of you. I need you to trust me, not with a fleeting trust, not a faith that exists only when everything goes well, but a trust so deep it is unmoved by circumstances, unshaken by emotion, and uncrushed by delay. I need you to trust me as a child trusts the embrace of a father, not needing to see ahead, not needing to understand it all, only knowing He is here, so I am safe. Stop chasing after outward signs. Do not demand a miracle before you believe. The enemy can counterfeit signs, but the whisper of my voice within your heart cannot be imitated. I am speaking not through thunder and noise, but through sacred stillness. Yet you will only hear me if you choose to stop. Stop the busyness. Step away from the relentless cycle of worry and remain with me. Not just for a hurried moment in your day. I do not want our relationship reduced to a duty. I long for closeness. Spend time in my presence, long enough for your mind to quiet, your soul to truly rest, and your heart to sense that I am sitting with you in the hush of holy silence. It is in that moment my Spirit will begin His work, not through pressure, but with gentleness. He will renew your mind, removing the lies the world and the enemy have planted and replacing them with steadfast truth. You will begin to see with spiritual eyes, clearly distinguishing what is real from what is mere shadow. A firm foundation will begin to form beneath your feet. My word is not just ancient text. Every word is alive and powerful, infused with my very breath. When you read Scripture, not as a ritual, but as an encounter, you will hear my voice echo through each sentence. And you will see this. I always warn and I always protect. From the beginning of time until now, I have never abandoned anyone who put their trust in me. And you are no exception. In Scripture, you will find people like you, fragile, fearful, doubtful, yet they chose to believe, and I did mighty things through their lives. There you will discover a hope not rooted in emotion, but in truth. You will find promises that speak directly to your circumstances, and you will know, I have been, I am, and I will always be here. For shelter, for guidance, as deliverer, and as your father. And as your father, so come, my child. Do not wait until your doubts are gone to seek me. Seek me in the midst of your questions. Trust me in the midst of uncertainty. Spend time with me, for it is in that sacred stillness that you will be strengthened, not by your own effort, but by my living power. And one day soon, when you look back, you will see everything I have spoken today is true, and your trust in me was never misplaced. For I, the Lord, am faithful, and what I begin I will complete, but only if you trust me enough to stay. My child, when you learn to trust me, not merely with understanding, but with a heart tender before my presence. That is when you will begin to walk in a new depth with me. I have told you, do not merely survive. Live in the fullness of life I have given you. Do not just seek signs. Listen for my whisper from the depths of your soul. Do not remain at the threshold. Step in, and when you do, you will see my glory in every situation you face. Yes, in the very thing the enemy meant to destroy you, you will see my hand, not only to rescue you, but to turn your brokenness into a living testimony. You will see that every tear, every silent battle, every moment you thought you had fallen, none of it was wasted. I have gathered them, covered them, and now they will shine as proof of how I protected you, how my grace sustained you in your loneliest hours. But my child, I desire more still. Not only to shield you, I want to fulfill the purpose I placed within you. I did not save you just so you could survive. I saved you so you could live with meaning. For within your heart I have planted divine things. There are dreams not born of imagination, but sown by me. There are desires not driven by ambition, but by the calling I have set upon you. And now the time has come for those things to be revealed. You have hesitated. You've wondered, am I enough? You've delayed, thinking you're not yet ready. But today I say to you, the time is now, not because you are strong enough, but because I am almighty. I want you to step forward, because there are people waiting to be touched through your life. There are souls who are dry, lost, and despairing, and I desire to use you as a vessel of healing for them. I want you to build not by the world's standards, but by what lasts in my kingdom. Love, sacrifice, faithfulness, and an unfading light. But my child, none of this can come to pass if fear rules your heart. I will protect you always, but I desire more than protection. I desire transformation. I want you to experience a new life, strong, free, and full of hope. A life not bound by the past, nor limited by what your eyes see. A life led by my spirit, rooted in truth, and growing daily in my love. I know it is not easy. I know trust is hard, especially when you cannot see the full picture. I know you have placed your trust in others and been betrayed. I know wounds have made you hesitant to open your heart. But my child, I am not like man. I do not speak one thing and do another. I do not forget my promises. I do not fail, and I do not leave. Remember the story of Joseph, son of Jacob, a faithful young man to whom I gave a great dream. Yet instead of glory, he was betrayed by his own brothers, thrown into a pit, sold as a slave, falsely accused and imprisoned. Again and again, it seemed all I had promised him had fallen apart. But Joseph chose to trust me in the darkness, and through that trust, I raised him from prison to palace, from rejection to honor. The very thing that was meant to destroy Joseph was what I used to fulfill my purpose. And so it will be with you. Your wounds, your failures, the years that felt lost, they will not be wasted if you surrender them to me. I will use them all, and they will become essential to the glorious plan I have written for your life. So rise, my child. Step out of fear and into faith. Let me lead you, not just to safety, but into the place where you become who you were created to be in my calling. And then, like Joseph, you will look back and say, you meant it for harm, but God meant it for good, to bring about life. Genesis 50, verse 20. For I am the one who never gives up on you, and I will not stop until what I began in you becomes radiant glory, not only for you, but for all those who will be transformed through you. My child, if you could sense the quiet yet fervent longing in my heart, you would understand that your return is not a religious gesture. It is a homecoming that melts the heart of the one who has loved you relentlessly. I do not stand with cold eyes of judgment, but with eyes full of love, anticipation, and mercy without limit. My love does not tire with time. It does not fade with your hardness of heart, and does not lessen with your weakness. I am still here, unchanged, faithful, and overflowing with kindness. I have called you, inviting you to step out of the whirlwind of fear and bondage and into a true journey with me. A journey that is not merely existence, but life as I created you to live it. But that journey cannot begin if you still cling to the things that hinder your spiritual growth. You cannot walk lightly in my presence if your heart remains entangled with what is not from me. My child, the time has come to let go. Let go of the things that seem necessary, but only distance you from me. Let go of the habits that block the flow of my spirit within you. Let go of the spiritual numbness hiding behind words like stability or peace. These may have once felt like safety, whether toxic relationships, limiting beliefs, or even control that you refuse to surrender for fear of being hurt again. But beloved, true peace is not found in holding tightly. It is found in surrender. I did not call you to live wrapped in the disguise of normal, but to live with divine passion, with a fire that does not burn out. You were made to carry my glory, not to quietly survive in the crowd. And that only begins when you dare to say yes, a yes that is not reluctant, not conditional, not compromised. You do not need to wait until you feel worthy to draw near to me. It is precisely because you are not worthy that I have extended my arms to you. It is because you are weak that I become your strength. It is because you are prone to fall that I become the rock beneath your feet. Do not believe the voice within that says you are too late, too dirty, too broken to begin again. That is not my voice. That is the whisper of deception, trying to keep you in a place you were never meant to stay. My child, I am the one who speaks in the silence. When the world screams, I whisper. When your heart trembles, I step in quietly. When you hear nothing, I am still speaking. Through the sunlight on your window each morning, through the words of a stranger, through the subtle stirring of your spirit, and often through the very silence you mistake for absence. But in truth, it is in that silence that I am closer than ever. I do not need noise to prove my presence. I only need your stillness. And when you are still, when you truly push aside all that distracts, you will begin to see I have been here all along. Never distant, never angry, never disappointed. I have only been waiting long enough for you to finally hear. Not just hear in passing, but hear to understand, hear to believe, hear to live. Come home, my child. No luggage required, no preparation needed, no pretending to be okay. Come home with a true heart, whether shattered, hardened, or filled with doubt. I will receive it, because from those very pieces I will shape something new. A new person, a new life, not ruled by fear, but led by hope. I am not far, dear one. Even when you turn away, I am standing right behind you. When you collapse, I am the first hand reaching out. When you weep in secret, I am the one who counts every tear. And when you think you have nothing left to give, I say you yourself are the most precious offering. Now is the defining moment, not for me, but for you. This is your opportunity to say yes, not only with your lips, but with your life. Yes to surrender. Yes to releasing what holds you back. Yes to a plan greater, better, deeper than you have ever imagined. And when you step into that, you will no longer live by fear, but by the leading of love, no longer influenced by darkness, but illuminated by true light. And in that light, you will hear more clearly than ever. I love you. I have always loved you, and I always will. Nothing can separate you from that love. Not your past, not your failures, not your distance, not your coldness, because that love is not based on who you are. It is based on who I am, and I am faithful. I am love, I am life, I am your God. Come, beloved, do not delay. What I have prepared for you far surpasses everything you have lost, and this return will be the beginning of a miracle, my precious one. After all I have spoken, every invitation, every reassurance, every urging for you to return, It is now time for me to prepare you for what lies ahead. Because I am not only the one who wipes your tears, not only your refuge in the storm, but also the one who designs the road you will walk. And I will not lead you into a new season without preparing you. I do not send you forward in confusion. I go before you. I make the way. And now I am calling you to prepare your heart. Let your heart be ready, ready to be changed, ready to be led in directions you never expected. In the days to come, you will begin to sense something unusual, a quiet yet powerful shift in your spirit, your circumstances, your relationships, even in the rhythm of life as you know it. You may not fully grasp its meaning at first, but do not be afraid. Do not resist, for it is I, your God, moving within those very shifts. I am turning you. I may redirect you. Doors that seem certain to open may suddenly close. You may have to wait even when your heart is ready to run. And you will ask, "What is happening, Lord?" But instead of anger, instead of sorrow or confusion, I want your response to be one of gratitude. Because what may feel like inconveniences is my hand shielding you from harm. What may feel like delay is actually timely deliverance. My child, there are things that, had I not intervened, you would have stepped into and destroyed yourself. There are choices that, had I not stopped you, would have led you down the wrong path. And there are things you pleaded for that I withheld. Not because I didn't hear, but because I love you too much to give what is not right in its time. There will be moments when you weep, not from disappointment or pain, but from awe. Not because I am fearsome, but because you will see how deeply I love you down to the smallest details of your life, so much so that nothing escapes my care. You will realize that even when you were unaware of danger, I was already shielding you, and you will tremble, not from fear, but from the overwhelming realization that you are covered by a holy, sacred love that surpasses all understanding. You are not forgotten. You are not a random accident. You are intentional. You are part of a divine plan. You belong to me. That is not just a title. It is an unshakable truth. And because you belong to me, nothing, no person, no circumstance, no force can determine your future. Because your future is not in the hands of fate. It is in mine. And these hands, my child, are not only powerful, but filled with love. The hands that reached out when you were lost, the hands that lifted you when you fell, the hands that wrote your destiny not with guesswork, but with love. These hands are redrawing your path, not to make it harder, but to lead you into blessing, to hold nothing back. Trust me not just with words, but with your whole heart. Trust me with a future you cannot yet see. Trust me with dreams you thought had died. Trust me with the wounds you've kept hidden. Trust me with your whole life. Not because you have no other choice, but because you have realized I am the only one who truly knows how to protect, restore, and complete that life in the best possible way. I will never let you walk in confusion. I do not throw you into battle without preparing you first. I do not demand what I will not empower you to do. I am the one who equips. I am the one who opens eyes. I am the one who grants victory. And if today you hear my voice, prepare your heart, because what I am about to do next in your life will not only astonish you, but will make the whole world see that you belong to a God who is both powerful and kind. Do not be afraid of change. Trust in the shifting. Step into the transition with faith, with surrender, and with gratitude. For if my hand is on the helm, no storm can ever sink you. Prepare yourself, my child. A new season is coming, and I will walk with you every step, every day, every breath. My beloved child, open your heart and listen closely to what I am saying. For this is not merely for your understanding, but for your freedom. This is the truth your enemy never wanted you to know. This is what he has labored to conceal from your soul in every possible way, that you are not insignificant, not worthless, not forgotten. On the contrary, you were crafted by my very hands, written into my will, and filled with my spirit. And that terrifies him. The enemy of your soul, the one called Satan, the deceiver from the beginning, does not attack you simply because you are one human among many. He is not concerned with your name, your credentials, or what others see on the outside. What fuels his hatred, what puts you in his crosshairs, is that you belong to me. You carry my image, my light, and the authority I have given to all who believe. He sees the things in your heart, my mark on your life. Even before you realized it, he saw it. He sees the gleaming light within your spirit, a light no darkness can extinguish, for it does not come from you, but from me, the one who dwells in you. He sees the purpose I wrote for you before the foundation of the world. He sees the authority I have given you to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy. Luke 10:19. And it enrages him beyond measure. Why? Because you reflect what he lost. You bear my image, the very image he once beheld in heaven until he rebelled. He grew proud, and I cast him down like lightning from the heavens. He can never return. He has forever lost the presence that you now have the privilege of entering each day. And because he cannot strike at me, he turns against what I love most. And you are the vessel I have chosen for my glory, the one through whom I desire to reveal myself. He despises that. He knows that when you walk in your true destiny, darkness trembles. When you stand in truth, the lies he sowed will find no ground to grow. So he attacks, not always with sword and spear, but with silent cuts. He does not always appear as something overtly evil. He uses the people around you, the voices you trust. He uses little distractions, a phone, an alluring invitation, a seemingly harmless habit. He whispers in dreams in your loneliest moments, planting seeds of deception in your heart. You are alone. You're too broken to be fixed. God is too distant. You will never be free. Maybe you've been abandoned. These are his weapons: lies, fear, accusation, and shame. His poisoned arrows do not pierce flesh, they pierce the soul. He does not need to strike hard. He only needs to make you doubt a little, drift a little, delay a little, and eventually give up. His strategy is not to crush you all at once, but to wear you down slowly. He wants you so exhausted that you surrender, not with a scream of rebellion, but with a sigh of resignation. He wants your prayers to grow quiet. He wants your first love to grow cold. He wants you to continue believing in God in form, but no longer walking in living faith and authority. But my child, I have not left you blind on the battlefield. I have not abandoned you at the front lines. I am the Lord your God, the one who speaks to equip. I have given you armor, truth as your belt, righteousness as your breastplate, faith as your shield, salvation as your helmet, and my word, the sword of the Spirit, as a weapon that cannot be broken. Ephesians 6:10-17. Do not be afraid, my child. Be alert. Know who you are in me. When you know you are chosen, sealed, and sent, every lie will lose its grip. He may try to distract you, but he cannot steal what I have appointed. He may whisper, but you can choose to hear me instead. So rise, not with trembling hands, but with a heart ablaze. You do not fight for victory. You fight from victory, the one I completed at the cross. You are not alone. I am with you, and I will not let any scheme of the enemy succeed if your trust is in me. Remember this: you are loved, you are chosen, and you are authorized, and no force of darkness can change that. My beloved child, now be still. Pause in the midst of the noise and busyness of life to hear my voice, not as a passing breeze, but as a rushing stream of life breaking forth in healing. There is something deep in the spirit realm that you have not fully seen, something you have sensed but not dared to believe. Today I will unveil it. Today I will expose the one who has been sowing fear in your heart, so you no longer live like a defeated one, but as a victor declared from eternity. The enemy of your soul does not hate you because of who you are in the eyes of man, not for your appearance, your circumstances, or your societal role. He cares nothing for your reputation, your degrees, or your accomplishments. He hates you because of who you are in me. He sees my imprint on your soul. He sees the light I placed within you, a light he cannot extinguish or replace. He sees the authority I gave you, the resurrection life you now share with Christ. And he is enraged because he knows when you awaken, the darkness in him will tremble. He sees what you have not dared to see. You were destined to carry my glory, to walk in authority, to shift atmospheres, to set captives free. You carry within you the spirit of the one who shattered the grave. You were created in my image, an image he once beheld, once longed for, but lost forever through rebellion. He fell, and he can never return. But you have been given what he can never reclaim, presence. You have the privilege of entering the most holy place from which he has been eternally cast out. You can call me Father, something he can never do again. And for that reason, he wages war without ceasing, not just against you, but against everything I love, against the purposes I've set in motion, against every soul with the potential to become a vessel of my glory. And you, my child, are one of them. He does not need to strike you head-on to bring you down. His tactics are more subtle. He plants lies, not loud ones, but quiet, persistent, like water carving stone. He whispers, "You're not good enough. God is far from you. You'll always be a failure. You're too shattered to be healed. Freedom is a dream that isn't meant for you." These are the weapons he wields: deception, fear, accusation, shame. He uses your own wounds as tools. He uses your past as chains to bind your present. He doesn't have to destroy you from the outside. He only needs you to surrender from within. He whispers long enough that you begin to believe him more than you believe me. And then you no longer lift your head in faith, only bow it in shame. You no longer walk in hope, only drag your feet in weariness. He is not stronger than you. He is simply more persistent than you realize. He knows that if you rise in true authority, he has no chance. If you begin to declare my word, he will be driven back. If you start to worship, not from emotion, but from faith, the heavens will open. If you begin to realize that you are the one entrusted with the keys of the kingdom, he will no longer have the power to hold you back. But listen closely, my child. He has already been defeated. The victory has already been secured. This is not a hollow promise. It is an eternal reality. On the cross, when my son Jesus declared, "It is finished," every power of darkness was stripped of its authority. When he rose again, the grave's door opened not only for him, but for all who believe in his name. And you, my child, are one of them. The blood that was shed is living blood. That blood breaks chains, erases sin, and establishes an unshakable covenant between me and you. No debt remains unpaid. No judgment remains unresolved. It is all finished. The name of Jesus shakes the depths of hell and brings every dark power to its knees. This is no empty phrase. It is the power of reality. My word is a weapon, not merely words of comfort, but a sharpened sword, truth that cuts through illusion. Every time you declare my word, whether in the secret place or the wilderness, light is released. No force can resist the word of the Creator. And when you let that word soak into your heart, renew your mind, and shape your actions, you become a living instrument in my hand. And remember, my spirit dwells within you, not as a visitor, but as a permanent presence. He does not come to observe, but to empower, to lead, and to testify that you are my child. He is the one who helps you pray when words fail. He is the one who brings my word to your remembrance. He is the one who lifts you when you fall and drives back the darkness every time you open your mouth in faith. So then, my beloved, do not live as one defeated. Do not give place in your mind to the one already overcome. Do not allow him to occupy the territory that belongs to me, your heart, your thoughts, your dreams, your past, and your future. All of it is mine, and all of it was redeemed at great cost. Rise up. Stay alert. Begin to walk as one who is called, chosen, and commissioned. Declare my word. Worship even in the midnight hour. Pray even if all you have left are sighs. For when you do, it is not your own strength at work, but the armies of heaven moving before you and beside you. He has lost. You have won in me. And with every step you take in this truth, you will see him grow smaller, blurrier, and disappear beneath the feet of truth. You are a child of light. You are an heir to an unshakable kingdom. You are one called to exercise authority, not in fear, but in strength and love. And I, your God, will not leave you, not for a single moment. Not in the fight, not in the fatigue, not in the weakness. For I have chosen you, and that choice is eternal. My beloved child, when your heart is still, when all the noise fades, that is when I long to speak the deepest things from my heart to yours. The words I now speak are not only to comfort, but to stir. Not just to soothe, but to awaken what has slumbered in your soul. A warrior, a bearer of mission, a child not born to live bowed in fear, but to rise in darkness and shine. Do you know this, my child? The battle does not end simply because you grow silent. Darkness does not pause simply because you are weary. The enemy does not retreat simply because you have wept. He does not tremble at your tears, but he trembles when you begin to trust me again, when you stop living by feelings and start living by truth, when you are no longer merely a hearer, but a doer of what I have spoken. You were not created to avoid battle, but to stand firm within it, clothed in righteousness and wielding the sword of my word. And remember this, you do not fight for victory. You fight from victory. You already stand on the ground of triumph. You ask me, how do I live in this world without being swept away? How do I guard my heart when everything pushes against it? How do I keep believing when old wounds still ache? And hear me, my child, you do not need to be strong in yourself. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you kneel and surrender, that is when you stand strongest in the spirit realm. When you hand me the broken pieces, I do not merely mend them. I make something entirely new, more beautiful than before. I know you face disappointment. I know you've placed hope in something or someone only to see your heart break. But do not let past experiences cloud eternal truths. What others promised and failed to fulfill, I have promised and will never forget. What wounded you, I will use to build you. I will cause all things, even what seemed pointless, to work together for your good, because you are called according to my purpose. You have walked through places so dark others could not see. You have carried silent cries and dreams you thought had died. But I am not only the one who hears you, I am the one who calls the dead to life. I do not merely wipe your tears, I turn them into oil of gladness. What you thought was an end with me is only a beginning. My child, open wide the door of your heart. Do not keep me at the threshold. Do not limit what I can do. Do not let weariness blur your mission. Do not let the voice of others become the loudest in your mind. Let my voice be the strongest. I know you may feel too small in a vast world, too wounded to go on. But remember, I chose you before you chose me. I loved you before you could love yourself. And that love does not waver, does not lessen, does not depend on your perfection. It is as steadfast as eternity, as powerful as resurrection, and as close as the breath in your lungs. When you fall, I do not turn away, I kneel down. When you doubt, I am not angry, I am patient. When you are silent, I still whisper. When you are lost, I seek you. When you are surrounded by night, I am the unquenchable light. So rise, my child, not in your own strength, but by grace, not through striving, but through surrender. Put on the armor of the Spirit. Wear the shoes of readiness to proclaim the gospel of peace. Take up the shield of faith to extinguish every fiery dart of the evil one. Wear the helmet of salvation and wield the sword of the Spirit, which is my word. Live no longer as one dictated by circumstances, but as one enforcing heavenly authority. Speak to the mountain. Don't just speak about it. Speak to the storm and tell it you know the one who commands the wind and waves. Proclaim life where there is death. Declare light where there seems to be only darkness. And if you feel alone, remember, you are not walking with me, watching from afar. I am walking with you in the silence, in the moments you don't feel me, even in the days your faith feels as fragile as morning mist. I do not wait for your perfection to walk with you. I walk with you so that you may be transformed. Let me be the first and last breath of your day, the first voice you hear, and the final whisper you listen to before sleep overtakes you. Let me saturate every part of you, from the smallest detail to the grandest calling. For I am not only the God of the mighty storm, but also the God of the morning dew. I dwell in glory, yes, but I am equally present in the detail. And above all, my child, never forget this. The battle still rages, but the victory has already been declared. The enemy still roars, but he trembles before the awakened. Darkness may still press in, but the light within you, the light from me, cannot be extinguished. You belong to me, not temporarily, not if you perform well enough, not only when you feel it, but eternally. And nothing, no power in heaven, on earth, or in hell can separate you from my love in Christ Jesus. Walk, live, stand firm, love, and remember, I am yours and you are mine. My beloved child, hear my voice again, not with your ears, but with your spirit. I see you in the darkness. I see the tears that fall silently where no one else knows. I hear the groaning of your heart when no words remain. Do you think I do not know? Do you believe I am absent? Oh no, child. I am closer than your breath, closer than the beating of your heart. I know every battle you are fighting, those unseen by anyone else, those understood only by you and me. I see you wrestling daily with temptation, desiring to live right while your flesh pulls you off balance. I know there are days when you're so weary you just want to stop, to give up, believing you're not good enough, not strong enough, not lovable in my eyes. But my child, you are believing lies. Do not let your weakness obscure my truth. I do not condemn you for falling. I am not ashamed of you. On the contrary, I love you to the uttermost with a love that is unwavering, unchanging, unconditional. I am here not to scold you, but to lift you up, to wipe your tears, and to remind you, you are my child. You are destined for more. I have not called you merely to survive, but to rise, to reach new heights in me. Do not let the darkness define you. Do not live in fear, reacting to the enemy's schemes. Live in response to my love. Live in response to my grace. Though the enemy may roar, though the storm may rage, you can still stand firm, not by your own strength, but by the peace I have placed within you. The peace that surpasses all human understanding. You are standing on solid rock, on my word, on truth that will never be shaken. When the storm comes, when your life feels like a fragile boat battered by waves, remember that I once spoke to the storm, "Peace, be still." And do you know what? The storm obeyed. So in your darkest days, call on my name. I am the Prince of Peace, the steadfast refuge in the midst of chaos. If you fall, I will be the arm that lifts you. If you lose your way, I am the light that seeks you in the night. And if you feel lost, I still know exactly where you are, for my eyes have never left you. Do not give the enemy even the smallest corner of your heart. Do not negotiate with sin. Do not embrace what I have asked you to reject. Sin is never harmless. It is the chain that binds your feet, hindering you from walking in the freedom I paid dearly to give you. Be strong, my child. Be resolute, not by your own willpower, but by the power of my Spirit who lives within you. I have not called you to live by a checklist of rules. I have called you into holiness, not as a burden, but as liberation. Holiness is the environment where I dwell. It is where your soul sings freely, unshackled. When you walk in purity, you are not just preserving yourself. You are walking in the authority of heaven. You become an instrument in my hand, a light that pierces the darkness, a voice of hope to a groaning world. My beloved, guard your heart above all else, for from it flow the springs of life. When your heart is filled with my presence, everything else begins to change. You no longer need to strive to be someone, for you already are. Chosen, anointed, set apart, deeply loved. Walk with your eyes lifted, not because you are unscarred, but because your scars testify of my love, a love that never quits, never withdraws. And finally, my child, do not forget, your life is not a series of failures. It is a journey of transformation. Every time you turn back to me, you are winning. Every time you silently resist temptation, hell trembles. Every small prayer, every second you choose to trust me in doubt, it all matters. I see, I remember. Nothing is overlooked. So my child, keep walking. You don't have to run. Just take one step at a time in my light. And if you grow weary, fall into my arms. I will carry you forward until you can walk again. For my love for you is not measured by results or achievements, but by the cross where I poured out everything for you. You are mine, and I am yours. Live like it, believe it, love like it. My beloved child, as you walk this challenging path, remember that in every moment I am watching each of your steps, not to judge, but to protect, to uphold, and to lead you toward rest. But there is one thing I want you to engrave deeply on your heart. If you fall, do not run from me. Do not let shame cloak you like a veil that hides you from the light. For in your lowest, most broken and sinful moments, I am still waiting for you, not to rebuke you, but to hold you. Come to me, my child. Dare to come, broken but honest. Speak out everything, even what makes you ashamed, what wounds you. What you fear is unforgivable. For I am the one who shed blood on the cross to bear all your sins. There is nothing in you too filthy for me to face, no sin too heavy for my grace to cover. When you truly repent, I will forgive. I will cleanse. I will renew your heart. And above all, I will restore you to your rightful place as a beloved child in your Father's house. Repentance, my child, is not humiliation. It is not the end. It is the doorway to life, a new beginning full of joy. It is where you encounter my tenderness, where you realize I do not love you less because of failure, nor more because of success. My love is always full, always constant, and I long for you to let me guide your way. This world is full of snares hidden beneath things that seem harmless. The enemy does not come with horns and fire. He comes with flattering words, polished appearances, and false freedoms. He is a deceiver cloaked in light, skilled at dressing destruction in alluring garments. If you are not in my word, if you do not let me open your spiritual eyes, you will fall into his traps unaware. But if you give me your heart, if you treasure my word like a precious gem, I will teach you to see beyond the surface. I will train your eyes to discern good from evil, what is from me, and what is sent to steal your soul. I will equip you with wisdom that doesn't come from earthly books, but from my Holy Spirit, who searches hearts and illuminates every path. Each day you must make a decision. Whom will you serve? You cannot follow me and still cling to the things I have asked you to let go of. You cannot say you belong to the light while nurturing darkness within your heart. You cannot thirst for the water of life and drink from polluted wells at the same time. Your soul cannot be divided, because I am the God of mercy, but also the Holy One. I will not share your heart with idols, whether they be desires, fame, power, or anything else that takes my place within you. You, my child, choose life. Choose me, not only in times of worship, but in every ordinary moment. When you stand at a crossroads, when you face loneliness, when your heart longs to retreat, it is in those very moments that your faith is revealed most clearly. Let your love for me be more than words. Let it be action, surrender, faithfulness, a rejection of anything that damages our relationship. And know this, I do not expect a perfect life from you, for I understand your weaknesses, how easily you are drawn away, how prone you are to wander. But what I long for is a sincere heart, a heart that returns when it has gone astray, a heart that humbles itself to learn, a heart that does not compromise with darkness, but yearns for holiness even at great cost. I am shaping you day by day, hour by hour, not so that you become someone great in the eyes of the world, but so that you may be conformed to my likeness. That is the ultimate purpose. And in this process, you will be refined. You will feel pain, but trust me, nothing I allow in your life is meaningless. Everything is intended to make you stronger, deeper, holier, so that one day you may stand before me, not in fear but in joy, because you have lived a life worthy of heaven's calling. So, my beloved child, keep walking. Don't give up. Let me be your all in all, and you will see nothing in this world can compare to the glory I have prepared for those who remain faithful to the end. My child, when you have come to realize that you were chosen by an everlasting love, when you understand that you were created not to live like everyone else, but to live as a citizen of heaven in this fleeting world, then now, my child, live accordingly. Let every heartbeat of yours echo the answer, I choose you. Choose me. Not merely with words on your lips, but with your entire life. Choose me every day, when the sun rises, when it sets, when your heart is at peace, and especially when it is broken. Choose me when faith is hard to hold on to, when my promises seem silent, and you are left waiting in the night. Choose me when your tears fall unseen, when you are misunderstood, abandoned, wounded. Choose me, not because everything is clear, but because you trust that I am the light in every uncertainty. There will be times when you must choose me over convenience, and I know that is not easy. Walking with me is not a smooth path. It requires surrender. Surrender of what makes you feel secure, of what brings comfort, surrender of control, of pride, even of the dreams you've held so dear. But my child, I have never asked anything of you without preparing to give you something far better in return. When you release what is in your hand to me, I will place into it what exceeds your greatest imagination. Choose me when your heart wants to rebel, when pride rises against the voice of humility, when I'm sorry is hard to say, when you are hurting and no one knows. Choose me, the one who sees everything, understands every wound, and heals with unconditional love. In a world noisy with many voices, listen for mine, gentle yet full of authority. I do not force my way in, but I always invite. I do not intrude, but I patiently stand at the door of your heart and knock. Choose me when the applause of the world tempts you, when the spotlight of fame pulls you away from the secret place. Choose me above personal plans, even if they seem good, because if they are not from me, they are fleeting and empty. I have appointed for you a path, a future, a calling that no one else can fulfill, but you must choose. Choose to walk in that plan or turn aside. And I plead with you because of my great love for you. Choose me. And if you choose me, I promise none of my words will return void. I will not disappoint you. When others turn their backs, I will still be there. When you have no strength left, I will be your strength. When you are weary, I will be your rest. I will not let you fall without lifting you up. In the moments you feel most alone, I will be the one carrying you. Do you know who I am? I am not only the beginning, but also the end. I am the one who crushed the ancient enemy beneath my feet. I am the Lion of the tribe of Judah, mighty, unmatched, and I am also the Lamb who was slain, meek, sacrificial, perfect in love. I am the King of glory. No earthly throne can compare. I am the fire that surrounds you, consuming every threat from the enemy. And I am the glory within you, making you radiant even in the darkest hour. I am the light the darkness cannot overcome. In me there is no shadow, no deceit, no shifting. If you cling to me, you will not be shaken by the passing storms of this world. I am your fortress, your refuge, your everlasting Father, the one who never abandons, never forgets. I have never lost a single battle, and I never will. Every power must bow to my name. So, my child, rise up, lift your head high, shake off the chains of fear, of doubt, of shame, stand firm in faith, not because you are always strong, but because the one in you is stronger than all. Remember who you are. You are not a random face in the crowd. You are not a faint soul lost in the sea of humanity. You are chosen, called by name before the foundation of the world. You are holy, not because you've never sinned, but because I have washed you in my own blood. You are called with a mission, a purpose, a part in the grand story I am writing. You are loved with a love that never shifts, never wanes, never wearies. You are set apart, not for isolation, but to shine. You are a temple where my spirit dwells, a light in darkness, salt in decay. You are filled with power, not your own, but the power of the risen one living within you. You are covered in grace. Every fall is a chance to rise, every weakness an opportunity for my strength to be displayed. And above all, you are destined for glory. Not glory from men, but glory from me, eternal, unshakable. So, my child, move forward. Don't hesitate. Don't be afraid. Choose me, because when you have me, you have everything. And when you choose me, you step into a fullness of life nothing in this world can ever replace. My beloved child, if your heart has been stirred today, it is not by coincidence. It is because I have been waiting for this moment with you. This message, this whisper of my love, is not a one-time invitation. I am calling you daily, faithfully, relentlessly. And every time you return here, every time you come back to this place, you are stepping into a sacred space where my presence meets your pain, my truth silences your doubt, and my voice restores your purpose. This channel is not just content, it is a continual reminder of who you are, chosen, cherished, and called. So come back, not because you need more words, but because you need more of me. Subscribe not for routine, but for renewal. Like and share not for clicks, but because someone else you know desperately needs this same truth. And comment below, not to be seen, but to speak faith into your own soul, or to speak hope into someone else's. This isn't the end of your story. This is the beginning of a new chapter. So when the world gets loud again, when fear creeps back in, return here. And let me remind you of what hell fears most. You, walking in truth, living fully in me. I'll be waiting, my child. I always am. Amen.